Hello everyone, this is Ashish Sani from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am back again with a very interesting topic. So this is a topic which many of the students have asked me like how to do that part, and also they have suggested me that I should make one video on this topic as well. So here I am. So I am back again with a very interesting topic, and that topic is like how you can connect your Rasa chatbot to your Jupyter notebook so that you can connect them and to further use it with your Jupyter notebook, because many of the students don't prefer using the PyCharm. So it's better that they stick to the same software which they are using right now, which is named as Jupyter, or let's say the Anaconda, right? So this is what they are using. So that is what we are going to learn today. So for that, let's see how to do that part. So for that, what exactly we have to do is, for that, like you can see, this is a project which I'm already having with me, and this is the project which I have created using the same thing which we generally do for other softwares as well, right? Like firstly, what you have to do, you have to create, or let's say you have to set up an environment, and into that environment you have to install all the packages required for Rasa chatbot. So you need to install everything into that, and also you have to initialize your Rasa project so that whatever you want to do in that, whatever project you want to run, whatever chatbot you want to make, so whatever you want to do, you can do it in there, and we can further commit that part and we can further use it. But how to use that part? So that is the first and the very important step. So that means you must have an environment, and that environment is not like that you can only make the Anaconda or let's say the Conda environment. You can make any environment. It can be a virtual environment, it can be a Conda environment. So it's up to you, whichever you want to use. And also it's not necessary that you have to create a new one. So if you already have the existing virtual environment or the Conda environment, so what we can do, we can directly use that and we can connect it to the Anaconda, or let's say to the Jupyter notebook, so that it will be able to accept the modules which you are going to call using that virtual environment which you are using, right? So this is what we are going to do. So if in case you are using the Anaconda environment, then it's okay, you can directly use it, that's not a problem. But if in case you are going to use the virtual environment, then I would like to tell you like how you can connect that to your Anaconda, or let's say to the Jupyter notebook. So that is what I am going to show you. So for that, you can see these are some of the steps which I have already mentioned over here. So firstly, the very important thing, that you need to activate your environment. So for that, let me show you what exactly I'm going to do. Like this is the project directory which I'm working right now, right? So let me just open a terminal for this. So I have opened a terminal over here, right? Now let's go back over here. Alright, so now let's start from here. So firstly, the very important thing, you have to activate your environment. Alright, let me just activate it. So for that, just type the activation command as per your operating system, whether it's Ubuntu, whether it's Windows, whether it's Mac. So whatever it is, on the basis of that, just type the command, right? So I'm using Ubuntu, so that is why I'm just activating by using this source. So let me just add it, right? So I have just activated the environment. Now into this environment, whichever you are using, into this environment you have to install IPython, which is interactive Python. So just type this command, right? Just paste it up and run it. Alright, so in my system it is already installed, so that is why it is not taking much time, and it is directly saying requirement already satisfied, right? So this is how it is doing. And after that, it's time to check like which Python, or let's say which Python version you are using, right? Or let's say which is the path for it, which Python. Alright, so it is saying that the Python which I am using, that is from this environment which I have activated over here, right? Which is Rasa latest. So this is the environment, right? So that means I'm okay with it. Now it's time to connect this virtual environment with your Jupyter, because by default it will not connect automatically to your virtual environment. So we have to connect it, or let's say by default it will automatically stick to the previous environment which you already have. Maybe it's the Anaconda version or something else. So whichever you want to connect to, you have to connect it by using the next command which I'm going to show you now. So that was the only reason why we have just installed this IPython, just because due to this command only you will be able to further connect it, right? Because here what you have to do, you have to install a kernel, so that in that kernel your this environment, whichever is the environment, that should be present over there, right? So that is the reason we are going to do it. So after that, just type Rasa latest, right? So just the name of the environment. So this is the same command which you have to write. Now just press enter. Alright, so it is asking for the permissions. Let me give the permissions. So after that, it will show you something like this. So we cannot stop it by Control C. So here you can see it will show you that you can stop it by Control slash. So by this it will stop it, right? So when this is done, after that it's time to run the Jupyter Notebook. And one more thing, before executing all these commands, your Jupyter Notebook should be installed on your system. If it is not installed on your system, then you have to install it, and after that just try it, otherwise you may get some errors, right? So that is the reason you must have a Jupyter installed on your system. So in my system I already have the Jupyter installed, so that's why I didn't told you about that part, right? So just open the Jupyter Notebook. So you can see it has opened it, and now this is the same directory which I am working right now, right? So just click over here. And one more thing, just you can see there is an option called kernel. So just click on this and go to change kernel, and by this is the environment which I am going to use right now. So just click on this Rasa latest. So after that, now what you have to do, you have to install one package, and that package which we have to install is known as nest underscore asyncio. So that is what it is actually required for your Anaconda, or let's say for the Jupyter, so that you can connect your Rasa chatbot to your Jupyter Notebook, and you can further execute the commands whatever you are going to execute, whether training, whether testing, whether evaluation, or anything, right? So whichever you want to do, you can do it by this part, right? So for that, when you're done with this step, after that what you have to do, you have to install one package which I have already explained you. So after that, what I have to do, firstly I have to stop this part, right? Because when you have to install this package which I am saying right now, so you have to first install it, then you have to just turn on your Jupyter Notebook, right? So that is what you have to do now. So this is a command for it, right? Pip install nest underscore asyncio, because your Jupyter Notebook should run in the asynchronous mode. So that is the reason we have to install it, right? So go to the same environment. After activation, just type this command, and when this will be installed, after that you have to run your Jupyter Notebook, right? So in my system it is already installed, so you can install it like this. So just open it up now. Alright, just close all these things. Okay, so this is the one. Alright, not this one. Okay, so you can see this is the file which I am using right now. So now, as I have already installed Nest Asyncio, so just import it and verify it that whether it's working or not. Alright, so now just run it, run the cell. Alright, I didn't get any error. That means everything is done successfully and it will work properly, right? So this is the way how I can do it. Now after running this part, I have to run so many commands, so that I will show you that how you can train your model by using this, how you can evaluate it, how you can test it, how you can run the Rasa shell. So I will show you everything, right? So firstly, after you are done with this part, just type these commands also, so that your event loop is ready, because we are going to use this part for the event loop. So just run it. Everything is done, so it has displayed you this message. After that, now you have to specify the path for your configuration file, training, domain, output. So whatever is the file, you have to just specify the paths for it, and these paths are the path for your project, or let's say for your Rasa project, in which you have mentioned, or let's say in which you have stored all these files at different locations, because by default Rasa have provided you this tree structure. So in this way you can store it, but if in case you are modifying that, then at that time what you have to do, you have to just modify the paths as per that, right? So just copy this and now paste it, so that we can accordingly pass these values while training part, right? So I'm done this part, and after that now it's time to train the model. So for training it, I'm going to use import rasa. So you can see I'm importing rasa. That means into my environment my rasa packages should be already installed. So that is the reason I have already told you in the beginning that you must have the same environment in which you have all the packages installed for your rasa chatbot, right? So that is what I have done. So now when I will run this part, you will see it will start training your model, and after the training part it will store the model into this environment, right? So this is how you can see it is done, and I guess I have already trained the model and I didn't made any changes afterwards. So that's the reason it is showing me that the model is already there, so no need to be trained again, right? So that is the reason it is showing you this. So when the training is done, after that what you have to do, you have to just talk to the bot. So let's talk to the bot on the basis of the model that you have chosen, right? So by using this rasa.jupyter import chat, so this chat means you are going to talk to your bot. Simply if we talk in general, we are saying that we are going to run rasa shell. So that is what we are going to do. So just run this. So now you will see it will run the chatbot, and now you can talk to the bot, right? Alright, so you can see your bot is ready to talk. Type your message here and send / to stop, right? So that is just to stop your execution, or let's say stop your bot from talking. Otherwise you can talk. Let's say I will say hi. See, hey, how are you? Let's say sad. So you can see here is something to cheer you up. So it is showing you some image, and on the basis of that, did that help you? Let's say yes. Great, carry on, right? So this is the way how I can connect my Rasa chatbot to the Jupyter notebook, and I can further do whatever I want to do. And this is the very important and the very important part which the industries are also using into their system, so that they can deploy it anywhere, right? So this is the most important part. I hope you have understood everything properly, right? So I'm going to stop it now. So when I'm done with the stopping of it, after that it's time for the evaluation. So let's just evaluate it. So for now, just enter these directories and all. So just run this. So you can see it will show you the path for it, like where it is storing it for temporarily, the story directory and the NLU directory. So it is storing it at this location. And after that, the last thing is I'm going to test the model, right? So if in case you want to check that whether all your stories are working properly, everything is working fine or not, and I'm going to show it in the confusion matrix format, right? So for that I'm going to run this command. So when I will run this part, you will see it will test your model, and on the basis of that testing, it will show you a confusion matrix. Like you can see, it is showing you a confusion matrix for your true values and your predicted values. So on the basis of that, you have got the results, and if in case all your values are into the diagonals, so that means your model has been trained successfully with a very good accuracy, right? So this is the way how you can get your model after prediction, right? So this is the way how we have done this. And now I hope everything is very clear to you, but still if you are facing any kind of difficulties in any of the topic understanding this part, then you can definitely leave a comment below and make sure that you have understood this topic very clearly, because this is the most important topic that you should know, right? So this is all about it. So that is it from my side. So if you have liked this video, then do click on the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then do click on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any kind of videos from my side. And also you can click on the bell icon so that whenever we will upload any video, you will get a notification for that. So that is it. Till then, bye bye and happy learning.